So Jack Curry was back with the Yankees Hot Stove tonight, and he said a few things that were encouraging. Okay, he didn't give us any inside information that we don't already know, but he did say some things that I think would make some Yankee fans happy. So I wanted to share with you again. Shout out to everybody in the chat, by the way. Smack the like buttons if you haven't done that yet. And again, so all signs are pointing towards Juan Soto right now. Jack Curry was emphasizing that the Yankees are all in on Juan Soto. Okay. And it sounds as if the Yankees are comfortable exceeding the AAV that Shohei Ohtani had with his deferred contract of $46 million. So it sounds like the Yankees don't have any problem exceeding that, which is an encouraging sign, right? They may even exceed the $700 million total as well. We'll see that. We'll see. That still remains to be seen. On top of that, now he also said that he expects an agreement or a deal to happen within the next 7 to 10 days. The winter meetings are in 6 days. So at the end of the winter meetings, Rule 5 draft, that could be right during the winter meetings when a deal could happen. So just make sure your notifications are turned on. I'll be live every day during the winter meetings, and I cannot wait to break the news to you if it happens. I really can't. So, and if you're not subscribed, please hit that sub button, please. I thank you. Now, he said some other things too. He said he's confident in the likeliness of the Yankees also acquiring Cody Bellinger in a trade. Okay, so to play first base. Now, before I go any further, I do have some news to break. Kyle Higashioka, former Yankees catcher, has signed a 2-year deal with the Texas Rangers with an option for a 3rd year for 2027. So congratulations to him and the Rangers. This also leaves the Padres without a catcher. Remember how I talked about maybe Nestor Cortez for Luis Arias, maybe Nestor Cortez and a prospect? Well, maybe now Nestor Cortez and Jose Trevino could be packaged to San Diego for Luis Arias. If there's another option, if for some reason they're hesitant on committing the money that's required to commit to Cody Bellinger for this year and possibly 2026, Arias makes about half of what Bellinger makes. He's also not committed beyond 2025. So it gives them another option that they could trade for. I don't know what they're going to trade for at this point for Cody Bellinger or what they would. But I don't know how if the Cubs would eat money or how much they would eat. That would probably be an assumed requirement by the Yankees. But we'll see what happens there. But at least the Yankees have another option here for first base Luis Arias. Okay, and as we know, if you haven't heard yet, I put out this morning that Munetaka Murakami is going back to Japan for the year. Okay, until he's 25, he'll come back next year and join major leagues on a major league contract, not an international contract. Huge difference. So if he plays big this year, he'll probably make between 100 and 200 million next year. And again, if the Yankees have an opening at third base, this is an opportunity for them. They decide to go with Caleb Durbin this year, and it sounds what Jack Curry said too. It sounds like Jason Dominguez and Caleb Durbin are going to be on the 26-man opening day roster. All signs are pointing towards that. So if this happens, it gives us a year to see if Caleb Durbin works out, right? And if they don't get a guy like Luis Arias, they can get a guy, have a guy like Caleb Durbin potentially be the leadoff hitter, and Cody Bellinger be at the 4 spot in the lineup between Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton, gives them that lefty bat. And if Soto comes back at the 2 spot and you have either Durbin and Arias, that's hell 1 through 5, absolute hell. So, and even 1 through 6 if you add Jazz. So, and he also said that they have no plans on bringing back Anthony Rizzo or Gleyber Torres. So anybody was worried about that or hoping, sounds like he poured cold water all over that. So he also said that the Yankees don't have any plans to trade for Nolan Arenado either. So, and I'm not surprised. By the way, shout out to everybody in the chat. We got 219 people in here. We got 45 likes. Everybody just hit that thumbs up if you don't mind. Let's blow past 100. Yeah, Matthew Boyd signed with the Cubs today. Frankie Montes, signed last night. Frankie Montes signed with the Mets yesterday. So Scott Boras has his clients are busy. He's got 3 starting pitchers signed already: Boyd, Montes, and Blake Snell. So, but this was the meat and potatoes of what Jack Curry was saying. So again, it's not confirmed yet. It's not official. The Yankees have not signed Juan Soto, but it could still happen with the Mets. It could still happen with the Red Sox. It could still happen with the Yankees, but he did suggest that the Yankees are comfortable going beyond the Ohtani number, whether it's AAV or potentially the whole outlay. So if they go over the whole outlay, chances are the AAV is going to be exceeded as well. So that's an encouraging sign. Really, really encouraging sign. He also said that the Yankees are in contact with Corbin Burns, Max Fried, and it was Jack Flaherty, I think it was. Um, Now, Max Fried and Corbin Burns are attached to a QO. Jack Flaherty is not. It sounds like if the Yankees re-sign Soto, they may make a couple of trades and go with the kids. And so I can't see Corbin Burns coming here personally. But you never know. If they move Stroman and they move Nestor Cortez, they freed up money to go get a guy like Fried or Burns. So it could still happen, but there's going to be some moves required for that to happen. But again, Durbin and Dominguez offers them the ability to save money on positions that you're going from 14 million for Gleyber Torres to minimum for Durbin. You're going from 9 million from Verdugo to minimum for Dominguez. Then you're saving like $23 million right there. So that's a big outlay right there. And again, it also offers them flexibility to go attack the bullpen as well. It sounds as if they're going to bring in a starting pitcher no matter what, especially if they're going to try to move Cortez and Stroman. They're going to add to the bullpen, and they're probably going to make the trade for a first baseman. So that's what it sounds like right now. So Jack Curry, yeah, I mean, like he obviously didn't give us any inside intel that we didn't already know, but he put out some encouraging news or encouraging reporting that the Yankees are not bowed out of this. Like the report, and if people decide they want to believe Randy Miller and all these other Twitter beat writers, go right ahead over Jack Curry. Jack Curry is a hell of a lot more credible than these people. So, and I'm gonna stick with Curry and Passan and Ken Rosenthal. Those are the three main heads. But it sounds as if like this is the order here, right? Essentially, resign one. So not necessarily in this order, but resign Soto, go with Dominguez and Durbin. Likely trade for a first baseman, Bellinger, but I think a rise is a possibility now because San Diego is looking. Sounds like they're in a financially tough spot. They might need to cut some payroll, and getting Trevino and Cortez will allow them to fill two positions and save a little bit of money on Luis Arias. So, or if they can go with Cortez and a catching prospect. We have 5 catchers on the 40-man, so we can do that too. All right, 85 likes, gang. We got 260 people in here. Let's keep hitting them like buttons, gang. Appreciate you. Let's try to get to 150 or 200 likes. It sounds like they're going to try to move Stroman and Cortez, add a starting pitcher when they do that, and add depth to the pen. And that would be a monster offseason for the Yankees. They really, really would. So my guess is the 2 top candidates for starting pitcher would be Jack Flaherty and Max Fried. But you never know. They'll obviously cost less than Corbin Burns. But if they somehow add Corbin Burns, they add Corbin Burns if that's what they want to do. And essentially, Jack Curry's kind of confirming that, what I've been saying, that the Yankees are not out on this. They're all in, okay? They're dead serious. Hal is at the front driver's seat. He's at the table, the big boys' table, the big girls' table, okay, with Scott Boras and Juan Soto. And he's also said they had multiple productive discussions back and forth, and the number's already in the 600s. It's already in the 600s based on the discussions. So, also an encouraging sign, which blows out the baloney reporting of 550 from Randy Miller. Okay. But again, Jack Flaherty is not attached to a qualifying offer, so they can just get him for nothing. Just cash. Max Fried and Corbin Burns. Now, if the Yankees also, keep this in mind too, since Murakami's not coming here, this also leaves more money for them to pursue Roki Sasaki if they decide to do that. Okay? So he's the other guy, unless they're committed to going with the Dominican outfielder and some of the Latin American players, which is not a surprise. They get a lot of position players from Latin America every year in the international draft. But Roki Sasaki is a potential, ace-level starting pitcher, according to a lot of folks. I think he'd be best suited here for the bullpen and transition him into the rotation because he doesn't have enough innings pitched in his belt to me. He doesn't have that track record of deep innings. He hasn't thrown above, I think, 110 innings. If you look at his pro stats, he hasn't been above about 110. So that, to me, I'm not going to bump him up to 170 at a major league level from Japan at 110. So I think they have if they move Cortez and if they move Stroman, then I think the likeliness of them getting Tanner Scott goes up. But you can go after Kyle Finnegan, who was non-tender by the Nationals. You can go after David Robertson. You can try to trade for Devin Williams. I mean, there's a lot of options. Could you imagine a trade for Devin Williams and sign Tanner Scott? That's a beast. And if they bring back Tim Hill, right? So Different ball game. You've added so much heavy protection around Luke Weaver. You have a three-headed monster in the bullpen now. So that is that's an upgraded bullpen right there. Okay, and they do a great job. Don't get me wrong; they do a great job at these unheralded guys, no-name guys, and turning them into diamonds. But what if they brought in a top flight guy, and continue to play at that level too? So it could happen, but I think it requires the Yankees to shed some payroll and go with Dominguez and Durbin. So, and again, playing Juan Soto, if they get Juan Soto, makes it easier for them to just slowly groom Dominguez and keep the pressure off of him and Durbin, wherever they bat. Soto's going to make everybody better. He'll help mentor Dominguez. Judge will help mentor him. Stanton will help mentor him. A lot of these guys will help mentor him. So, nothing that I'm hearing with teeth right now of a Luis Arias trade. I heard there's rumblings around there. I think you should go after him and so on, but there's nothing. I heard today a report that apparently the Cardinals are listening to offers on Brendan Donovan, that is eye-opening to me. If Montgomery's in a trade block, Ken made a great suggestion earlier today, which is Stroman for Montgomery straight up. I take that. So, Jan Barry, what's good, everybody? Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens, right? I mean, we will see what happens. Yeah, well, that's the other thing, too. The other piece of news is there are several teams that are interested in Clay Holmes as a starting pitcher. That was reported today, too. It's on MLBTradeRumors.com. So that's an eye-opener for me, too. Yeah, Higgy, we reported that. Higgy, 2 years with Texas with an option for a third year for 2027. So congratulations to him. And again, yeah. Arias would be a good get he'd be the leadoff guy, right? Bellinger would be another option, but again, I think the Cubs would have to eat some of that money because he has an opt-in for 2026 for $30 million. So, no, I don't think so, Patrice. I don't think that's wishful thinking, Soto and Scott. I don't think it's wishful thinking at all. They're gonna clear up some payroll, more payroll. So, yeah, the Mets are interested in Clay Holmes. They've already brought in Frankie Montez last night. So, yeah, and again, it's exactly. There's a lot of BS reporting. So, and again, well, I'm not too worried, Ty, about Tanner Scott, like to a 4-year deal or something like that. He's pretty legit, Tanner Scott. So I wouldn't really worry about that. Again, you surround them with the other guys, you get pitchers that get length. It taxes the bullpen less. It really does. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, until the Yankees actually agree and sign, until it's reported that they bring back Soto, he's still a free agent. So that's the thing. So that's why I'm not trolling Red Sox fans or or Mets fans, or Dodgers fans. It's pointless. Got better things to do with our time. So, but people can keep trolling. Troll away. I'm sure you have plenty on it. Yeah, with your sources, right? Your inside people, LB. Okay, whatever you say. Whatever you say. Yeah, like they told Soto's dad they weren't going to go above 550, right? You did say that, so which is total BS. No. Yeah. Yeah, well, I think they're going to look at it, Brandon. I think they're probably going to try to move Cortez and Stroman. Now they have trade options, right? They have a trade partner with the Padres, with the Cardinals, for Nestor Cortez. You can trade Stroman probably to the Tigers or a team that needs another pitcher who throws 160 innings. Even Trent Grisham. If a team wants a starting outfielder or starting center field for $5 million a year, they can trade Grisham too. Okay, and bring back Everson Pereira, who's coming back from Tommy John. So They can do this. So they can save incremental money here. There's a reason why they tendered Trent Grisham. Makes it easy for him to trade now. He took almost $1 million pay cut. Walker. Well, the other thing about Walker Buehler, and I'll say this about Buehler and even Flaherty, with the Montez signings and the Boyd signings, these guys are making serious money. So Buehler's not going to make anything less than probably $16 million a year. Flaherty's not going to make anything less than $20 a year. So that's got to be factored in. So they trade Grisham. Fourth outfielder is either going to be Everson Pereira or they'll bring in somebody in a trade or something like that. But I think the Yankees are going to make multiple trades. Multiple trades. I don't know if they're dragging their feet, Raven. I mean, this is agents and players. Like the winter meetings, this is the opportunity for agents to get together and negotiate face to face in the hotel suites. So a lot of them wait for this. This happens every year. It's not only the Yankees dragging their feet. Nobody's really making significant moves right now. Boyd to the Cubs, decent. Montez to the Mets. Nobody's making significant moves right now. So we'll see. We will see. A lot of the stuff, a lot of the groundwork is being laid out right now. And they'll go in, and these people are determined to make deals, and these people are determined to report the deals during the winter meetings. That's why I'm going to be live every single day. So to get us information as it comes live, which is going to be fantastic. So look, if Slackwolf, if Luis Arias is a legitimate possibility, then I would definitely consider him over Cody Bellinger. So Luis Arias liked your post. That's pretty cool, Zach Wolf. Luis Arias liked your post. That's pretty cool, man. I think he'd be a great leadoff hitter here. That's cool, dude. That's cool, Slack Wolf. Shout out to you for that, man. Other than the Giants, I think there's a lot of teams interested in Corbin Burnes. Baltimore's interested in bringing him back. The Mets. There's a couple other teams too, but I think the Giants are going to be super aggressive now that they've lost Blake Snell, so they have motivation to pay him handsomely, and he's going to make more than Blake Snell, so they have to be ready for that. And again, he's going to have just a handful of teams. So, well, that's the other thing too, Raven. Yeah, I mean, if you trade, this is the other thing too. If you trade Grisham to save money, then you're not going to save money by signing Profar. I like Profar, but he's going to cost a hell of a lot more than Grisham. Which is why I think they might try to get an outfielder in a trade. My guess right now. If they don't sign Soto for some reason, I think Profar's at the top of my list for me. So, yeah. And the Yankees aren't going to walk away from this $30 million DJ. I mean, they're going to try to. The problem is, I don't know who's going to take him in a trade unless the Yankees eat more than half the money. Secondly, he's a 5-10 player, so he can veto any trade anyway. So, and it sounds as if he wants to stay here and give whatever else he has, which we have no idea how much that is. So, yeah, the Mets are a fit for Burnes. I mean, I think they're going to overpay somebody. It's probably going to be Corbin Burnes, the Mets. So, why not Tucker? Because Tucker's not better than Juan Soto. Tucker might cost more than $300 million, for all we know. Assad. Interesting. Bellinger and Assad would be more intriguing than Bellinger and Horner. I don't see the point in Horner. Unless you plan on just committing to move on from Caleb Durbin, which I can't see. Horner's got $11.5 million per year for the next 2 years. And I know he's a 3-WAR player, great for him, but is it really worth bringing him in and just sacrificing Caleb Durbin? If I'm sacrificing Caleb Durbin, it's going to be for somebody like Brendan Donovan, not Nico Horner. And this is no disrespect to Nico Horner. But I don't even know if Brendan Donovan's a possibility. We don't know yet. So that's a tough one. I wouldn't be surprised to see Freed to the Giants. I wouldn't be surprised to see him back to the Braves. I wouldn't be surprised to see him in Boston or Baltimore either. He could go to Baltimore and replace Corbin Burnes for a lower price. So, yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Would I rather have Walker? If the Cubs were willing to eat some money from Bellinger, then probably Bellinger because it's a shorter commitment. He's younger than Walker, and it would not come with a qualifying offer. So, but it sounds like he's the most like. Yeah, he did say that he's most likely trade candidate. So if a Yankees gonna make any trade for first base, gonna be most likely gonna be Cody Bellinger and not Nolan Arenado. Why not Reynolds? Who, Brian Reynolds? He's not a free agent. Brian Reynolds. He was extended by the Pirates last year, 2 years ago. They gave him like an 8-year deal. If you're talking about Brian Reynolds. Hmm. I don't know what the percentages are, but I feel a heck of a lot better with Soto coming to the Yankees. But it's still not official yet, so it still hasn't happened yet. Yeah, Higgy did sign with the Texas Rangers, 2 years with an option for a third year. The Yankees are talking to Bueller, Max Fried, and Corbin Burns. So, yeah, Brian Reynolds from Pittsburgh is not a free agent, Michael. Unfortunately, they gave him. He's a center fielder too, but they gave him an 8-year deal. I think a year ago, or 2 years ago. So he's like one of their franchise players. 136 likes, 300 people in here. If anybody hasn't hit that thumbs up, please hit that thumbs up. Let's blow past 200. Let's try to get to 300 if we can. So be on here for a little while longer. I want to see how quickly we can get to 250 likes. If you're enjoying this content, please hit that thumbs up, please. If you're excited about the winter meetings, hit the thumbs up. If you think the Yankees have a better chance at bringing back Juan Soto, hit that thumbs up too. Yeah, I can't. I mean, the Blue Jays could have the higher bid, but they could have had that. They had almost a higher bid last year for Otani, and he went to the Dodgers. So, and again, why would they do that? Because if they lose Vlad, they have to re-sign Vlad Guerrero Jr. first and foremost. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I would do. Yeah, it's not that easy too. It's not that easy. Like if 4 players spend the same money, but you're spending it in a shorter period of time, it's a bigger hit on the payroll, and none of them are going to have the impact that Juan Soto has. And then all the players that are being mentioned are qualifying offers. You're going to give 3 guys over 30 with qualifying offers a contract. You have to give up 6 draft picks and almost your whole international draft money. Why would you do that? I don't see that as a good option. Not a better option than Juan Soto. Yeah, I saw one of those rumors had Scherzer to the Yankees too. I did. It's all good, Ray. Appreciate you. I can't see. Steinbrenner is locked in right now, Davey. Steinbrenner is locked into this. So, yeah. And Jack Curry just, helped reinforce our people that are confident, help reinforce things for us. And again, but I'm not denying reality. He's not signed yet. So anything can happen up to that point. But I feel better about him coming back to the Yankees. I enjoy you, Hawaiian, too, brother. Really appreciate you. Thank you, my man. Red Sox, yeah, I can't see. I mean, big stand in the. I can't see him committing that much money. I can't see him being sidekick to Rafael Devers. It just doesn't see it. They let Mookie Betts walk a couple years ago. So Ben Rice and Cortez, it could be. You get controllable years with the catcher there too. Ben Rice, if he stays a catcher, or Ben Rice could play first base. So that's a good. I mean, that's a good package too. Ben Rice and Cortez for Arias. If the Yankees are not going to keep Ben Rice here, then there you go, right? Rice could catch and replace. He got Shoka. He could play first base and replace Arias. So that's a good package right there. That's a good one, Mark. I like that. I like that. Well done. Yeah. Yeah, I can't see them signing Vlad Jr. in 20. I would be shocked. Like, I'd be shocked. Andrew, dang, what's good, brother? I'd be really shocked. There he is. Shall we bag it down? It's in the shit. Is in the building. What's up, brother? Well, I feel a heck of a lot better after listening to Jack Curry tonight. So, but again, it hasn't happened yet. Well, we know opt-outs are already being discussed as part of the deal. he's going to get opt-outs in his deal, Lou. He's going to get um Bob Lost. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, dude. Thanks, man, for the kind words. If Rizzo doesn't play, then I would be more than happy to bring him back as a coach or a spring training instructor, something. But I think he might still want to play. He may go back to the Cubs for all we know. You know, we'll see. The Soto deal sounds like a winter meetings breaking news. It does. So they're waiting until everybody's there, so they have everybody could be on TV reporting and all that stuff in the same place, and maybe they'll bring Boris there on to talk, and they can even bring Soto. Like I could just see the whole spectacle of it happening. So I could just see that happening. See, Jasper, I appreciate that too, bro. I appreciate the kind words, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, I hear you too. This makes sense. Too bigger the age differential. Yeah. I would offer him a minor league coaching job in the meantime. Let him develop some of the young kids if he wants to coach. So partnering with Judge is a hell of a lot better than partnering with Devers. So well, right now, Craig Frost, according to Jack Kerr and the Yankees, and we know this already too, the Yankees have had discussions with Corbin Burns, Max Fried, and I think Walker Buehler, and I think maybe Jack Flaherty too. So it sounds as if they're going to try to move Cortez and Stroman, and with that money, bring in another starting pitcher, because that's 300 innings that they'd be giving up that they'd have to replace. So I do expect them to add a starter and a couple of relievers too. Sign him Saturday. That'd be kind of cool, Tim. Anniversary trade. I like that. I like that timeline. I like that, baby. Yeah. Yeah, Verlander. Somebody mentioned Verlander to the Yankees too. The cat moment. I feel better. I feel more confident after listening to Jack Curry. The Yankees are locked in. They are locked in, all in on Juan Soto right now. So the BS reports about them pulling out of 550, somebody telling Soto's dad, baloney. Baloney. I don't think Soto cares about being the captain, in all honesty. I think Judge is going to stay the captain, I think. Bellinger, my God. Yeah, Justin Verlander is not the top of my list either, but you can get him on the cheap, but that's what it is. Michael, bro, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the kind words too. My ideal pickup besides Juan Soto, do you mean alongside him? Do you mean alongside Juan Soto? Gary, if you mean alongside him, Brendan Donovan's my guy. Brendan Donovan's my guy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are. Damn right. Brownie got that right. Josh Bell I think it sounds as if they feel he's pretty confident the Yankees are probably going to trade for Cody Bellinger. But again, that hasn't happened yet either. You never know. Something can happen the day before and that everything can change for all we know. So yeah, it's a lot of baloney, right, Brandon? It's just a lot of it. But this is what people do. They need to do that. I'm not sure they're going to sign both of these guys because they're both attached to QOs. That means they would have to forfeit 4 draft picks and $2 million. That's almost 40% of their draft money, international draft money. I'm not sure they would do that. One I could see, but not both. But it sounds as if they're going to probably trade for Cody Bellinger instead of signing Christian Walker. Or Walker Buehler, I should say. Walker Buehler, I should see. So I thought I looked at it. I thought it said Christian Walker, so my apologies. Walker Buehler, I could see. He's not attached to a QO. Corbin Burns is. Christian Walker is attached to a QO. So Evaldi to the Yankees. That could be another option. It could be another option. He can come back and pitch better than he did the first time he was here. So I could see them signing one pitcher at least. But I do see apparently they're shopping Marcus Stroman heavily at the winter meetings and probably Nestor Cortez too. Which two relievers would make sense? Williams and Helsley? Williams or Helsley? I think Helsley might cost a little bit less than Devin Williams. I think. They're both not going to be cheap, so I would sign one of them, and I'm going to trade for one of them and try to sign another power reliever. Like Williams and Tanner Scott would be filthy. Helsley and Tanner Scott would be filthy. We'll see if they actually do that. So Donovan would be a perfect fit. He's a line drive hitter. He plays the ball, plays it hard. He's hustle, runs the bases aggressively. So the winter meetings start the 8th of the month. The 8th. Today's the 3rd or the 2nd? 2nd. Starts in 6 days, the winter meetings. 6 days. It's from the 8th to the 11th. And the 11th is Rule 5 draft. That's the last day of the winter meetings. I don't think they're going to trade Rodon for Drew, honestly. He has a no-trade clause. The only way they sign Corbin Burns, in my opinion, is if they trade Cortez and Marcus Stroman. Rodon's better than either one of those guys. So you want to keep Burns, and Rodon pushes Rodon down to 3. So, where he's a better fit than number 2. Yeah, he could, Wayne. That's a good question. Could he transition? Yeah, he could. DM is a good question. I mean, he's got to have a good spring, and I think they would start him at triple A, and he's got to have some time there before he can get called up. So I can see him a late season call up in 2025. It could happen before that, though. I haven't heard the Cards say that. I like him too, but I heard apparently they're taking offers on him, but I don't have enough corroborating reporting on that to say that it has much teeth right now. So I'm hoping that it happens, but we'll see. He's the guy that I would get alongside Soto. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think he has, but you never know. You never know. So, he played high school with Giolito. Oh, nice. Giolito's over with Boston now, right? Get Polanco and Minter for what positions? Polanco for what? Second base? Oh, probably, yeah. I mean, it's just why, Arise is a good fundamental hitter. Brendan Donovan's a good fundamental hitter. And one of the things about Caleb Durbin is he's fundamentally very strong. He's very low swing and miss rates. He's got good contact skills. He's aggressive on the base paths. He's like a base stealing machine. So that's, fundamentally sound. He would be an upgrade over Gleyber Torres, especially defensively. So they get faster too. And that's, with him, Jazz, and Volpe, you got 3 speedy guys in the base paths. No. Well, I would insist that if the Yankees are going to get Bellinger, that the Cubs eat some of that money. Honestly, I mean, Verlander's not on the top of my list either. So I appreciate you, Andrew Dang, brother. Appreciate you. Bueller was money this postseason in the World Series, that's for sure. I think Ken's pretty on target with the radar here. I could see Trevino, Cortez, Stroman, Cabrera. I'm not sure. Rice he could be shopped. Cabrera could be shopped too. If they get a guy like Donovan, if they get a guy like that plays multiple positions, then yeah, you shop Oswaldo Cabrera because that's his versatility. It's his calling card, right? So he can play a lot of positions. But if you get a guy who does the same thing but just better, then you move him and you package him for pitching. If somebody likes him, he's good as a part-time player, and maybe he could be a full-time player somewhere else. And I like the energy that he brings too, Oswald. He's a pro. It's like Kyle Gashoka's a damn pro. I'm glad he got his deal with his Texas Rangers, man. Good for him. Good for him. Let me see if is it updated. Do we have the updated news on the Higashoka contract? Is the question. Let's see. The Mets re-signed Alex Ramirez to a minor league deal. Okay. Still, the financial. The numbers have not come out yet, but it's a 2-year deal with an option for 2027. So, maybe for the bullpen. Maybe. Bro, I appreciate that, Mike. I appreciate the kind words, man. Thank you. Really appreciate the kind words, dude. 180 likes. Maybe you'll get past 200. We got 288 people here. We need 20 likes. Do we have 20 likes in us? Let's go. Brandon, always a pleasure having you on, brother. Horn is, I don't know, Horn. I mean, let me pull up. Finnegan, yeah, Mark. Finnegan, he was non-tendered by the Nationals. He's a guy I would look at, in all honesty. Nico Horner. I'm pulling up his stats here. 273, 7 homers, 159 hits. Doubles. He had 35 doubles last year. 31 steals. 335 on base. 273. He could be a leadoff hitter too. But again, I don't know. You know, if you get Horner, do you get Horner and Bellinger? Or can you just get Horner without Bellinger, right? I don't know. Donald, man, he's good, man. He's a perfect fit here, man. So I'll take the bro, man. It's all good with that, man. Well, they'd have to eat some money, that's for sure, Ty. If you can get Nico and Bellinger. But the problem with that is that they would be moving on from Caleb Durbin. And if Caleb Durbin can do the same thing that Nico does on the cheap, then does that really make him better at the position? Not a knock on Nico Horner. I would expect him to be good here. The Yankees lose people every year, Tim, in the Rule 5 draft. And like I said, the Rule 5 draft is the 11th. So the guys that they did not protect from the Rule 5 draft, I would try to offer them in trades to get like Zach Messenger and TJ Rumfield. I would try to get some value back for these guys before they get poached from other teams, because they will get poached. So, yeah. Let the Blue Jay fans get excited. That's cool, man. I would be excited too if Juan Soto. I mean, the Yankee fans are excited too. So, no, Arthur, he's not. He's not going to get posted until the money resets internationally for 2025. Roki Sasaki. You know, he has to wait for. Once he gets posted, then they have 45 days to negotiate a contract. And if they can't come to a deal within that 45 days, he goes back to Japan for the year. He's waiting, I think, for the money to reset. I think it's December 15th, so that teams can get their 2025 money, and which is greater than 2024 at this point too. So they're definitely waiting for that. So, but Sasaki will sign Arthas. I think it's probably going to be in January. You know, as a middleman, yeah. I mean, I'd be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't make him a closer anymore. Their homes. So. Yeah, maybe they can get Nathan. Maybe they can get Nathan Eovaldi. Yeah, I just can't see Minter bullpen health. Yeah. What do you know about Minter, Janice? Walker Buehler just posted something on Instagram. What did he do? Let's see. Let's see here. Walker Buehler. I'm taking a look. Walker Buehler. Bueller's day off. I don't know. What did he post? I don't see anything here. Yeah, DJ, he's got 2 years left. So, where I think Alfonso can either go to Houston or or back to the Mets or Seattle Mariners. I think those are my 3 choices for Pete Alonso. Yeah, Curry said the Yankees have no plans. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier too. No plans. Glaber and Rizzo, there's no shot for them coming back. So, and if Luis Arias is a possibility, I would encourage them to investigate it. Steals is in the place. What's good, TC? Good to see you on, man. It's good to see you, brother. We're going over the hot stove today with Jack Curry. telling us what was going on. He's giving us the latest. Um, Jose, I mean, Jack Curry, he said the Yankees already had a couple of productive conversations with Soto and Boris. The numbers are already past 600. So in these conversations, so he said that they're comfortable exceeding the AAV for Shohei Ohtani, which is 46 million per. Sounds like they're also comfortable exceeding the 700. So, and if that's the case, I feel good about Soto coming back to the Yankees. Good to see you too, man. Jesse Patterson, what's up, baby? So, him and WB Mason signed. Yeah, man. If they get Walker Buehler, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Yeah, exactly. What's propaganda, Danny? I mean, they try to sign Bregman. Yeah, I would hard pass on Bregman. In all honesty, Mailbuster. And Verdugo is not coming back. Jason Dominguez is going to replace him in left field. I'm pretty confident of that. Yeah, I feel better than hearing that too. Bregman's a possibility in DC. He's a possibility in Detroit. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know with Walker Buehler. If he comes, he comes. If he doesn't, he doesn't. So, I'm cool with that. Udall, Mazel Tov, my friend. How you doing? Yankees, yeah, exactly, Hayden. Somebody said it was the Red Sox and the Mets, which is, and again, is that guy, I think, Randy Miller. But if people want to believe Randy Miller instead of Jack Curry, go right ahead. That's fine. Doing pretty good, Roy. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, we're gonna get it's Jack Curry. Said today it sounds like the Yankees are probably going to trade for Cody Bellinger. So I don't think Holmes is coming back, Dave. I don't. Minter. Not too bad. Not too bad for Minter. Easton Jonathan. What is good? 215 likes. All right. Shane Bieber is on the cheap, but he's coming back from Tommy John, so I don't know if he's going to be on an innings restriction or not. I would, if I had to choose between Walker Buehler and Bieber, I'll take Buehler. Especially get him away from the Dodgers. Yeah, it is kind of crazy, Ty. Yeah, the Cubs would have to eat money from Bellinger or Horner. They'd have to eat money. And yeah, of course they'd be taking back players in that trade. No doubt about it, Sinister. No doubt about it. So what Curry said is the Yankees are in dialogue with Buehler, Flaherty, Max Fried, and Corbin Burns. Durbin would play second. M. Keltner, he would play second. Jazz would play third in this scenario, but you never know what's going to happen. He's a natural second baseman, so I don't know, Davey. Scrap heap, I don't know. I would look out for David Robertson. I would look out for Kirby Yates. Those two older guys, I would look out. Their stats are filthy. Absolutely filthy. The Cubs can have Stroman. The Diamondbacks can have Stroman too. Well, this is the thing, Coach Collar. Yes, he has an option which is why I think if they're going to trade from Cody Bellinger, we would need the Cubs to agree to eat a portion of 2026 if he exercises it. So that has to be part of the deal. All right. So yeah, well, I mean, I guess it wasn't the right time last year. And Tim, I mean, Hal put the constraints on Cashman last year. I mean, this year he looks like the floodgates. I mean, and that was before he Soto too. So if you get him now and he can play first base and he bat fourth in the lineup between Judge and Stanton, it's a different ballgame. And if you get Soto back, that's hell 1 through 5, even 1 through 6. If you put Jazz at 6, like that's hell 1 through 6. And then if you have Dominguez and Durbin like down in the bottom 3, and someone else, I'll take it. The catcher. Verdugo to the A's that was my prediction. Him going to the Oakland A's or the Sacramento A's, whoever the hell they're playing. So, yeah, Stanton Marlins ate $30 million. That they're starting to eat $10 million a year next year. So, Yeah, somebody proposed Luis Robert today. They proposed Luis Robert and a pitcher for Jason Dominguez if Soto doesn't happen. Yep. Edwards, a good question. I don't know. Montgomery go to the Mets. I mean, he can. I mean, maybe the Yankees trade Stroman for him, straight up. You know, I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see. I think he's going to make a couple of trades. The next couple of days leading up to the winter meetings is probably going to be just seasoning, and then we're going to get the sizzle during the winter meetings. I think we'll probably get a couple of big pieces of breaking news, and then right after the winter meetings, we'll get a lot of breaking news. So it's going to be crazy the next month. So that's why I tell people turn your notifications on if you're subscribed, and if you're not subscribed here, please do that before you leave. I don't want you. I will be live every single day during the winter meetings, every day. So you'll get everything as it comes in. Fleet and Flaherty, yeah. Burns would probably cost, yeah, as much. Well, I think Freed's going to cost about 25 million per. I think Flaherty's going to cost 20. I think Burns might get close to 40. If Snell got 36, and I think Boris is probably going to try and get 40 for Corbin Burns. Yep. So I'm not sure if the Cubs are going to take Stroman back, in all honesty. Now that they've added Matthew Boyd to go with Tyone and Imanaga, I can't see it. I can't see it happening. I could see like a Will Warren. I could see some position players. Maybe Nestor to add to the bullpen and achieve. I could still see it, but they would need to eat some of Bellinger's money. I think so. We'll see. We'll see if Dominguez will be better than Luis Robert. That's a tall task. Robert's good. Yeah. Yeah. I know kidding, Ken. Yeah. If it happens, yeah, people will call for his head. You damn right. Right? You see people beg for a trades, and when they make the trade and it doesn't work, they blame Cashman, they blame Boone, all the time. People, it happens all the time. All the time. So it's crazy, but it does. David, I don't know if he had a falling out the Yankees. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, if the Cubs can eat some of the difference, but I can't see Stroman going back to the Cubs. That's the other thing too. So, uh, well, yeah, and the Yankees talking. Um, Jack Curry was saying tonight the Yankees they're not really planning on acquiring Arenado, so I think they're in agreement with you. Yeah, they're more likely going to trade for Cody Bellinger than Arenado. But I wish Jack Curry would have said Brendan Donovan, but he didn't. And I'm not surprised the Cubs want to keep him over Arenado. I mean, the Cardinals. I'm not surprised at all. No. Yeah. Plan F. Exactly. He is Plan F. Yeah. John Birdie, Toronto. That could be a nice one. He was non-tendered. Yeah, let me see. Let's have a look here and see if we got anything coming up the corner here. Higashioka, we know that already. Who is this guy? Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone. Just got a message from Grant Cardone. I'll look at it later. So yeah, Rob Manfred says there's buzz around adding the golden at bat rule, where a team could choose one at bat in every game to use its best hitter, regardless of where they are in the lineup. It would be the dumbest rule in complementation history. Yeah, I don't know about that. I, I, don't know if I would do that either. So, Yeah. Uh, yeah, it doesn't look like. Mm, My guess is the Yankees. Yeah, I mean, the trade candidates, if the Yankees don't sign a starting pitcher, probably Tyler, probably Montgomery, maybe Luis Castillo. But we need the Mariners to eat some money. Yeah, I don't know, Ray. I don't know where this rule came from. I don't know why it's gaining so much. You have no idea. Hmm. Yeah, and I'm taking again Jack Curry over Jared Carabas and Randy Miller and all these people. Like, yeah, I'll stick with Curry and Jeff Passan and Ken Rosenthal. Some of these other guys. It sounds as if they might make a trade with the Cubs, the old man. It sounds as if they might. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how Word Improv I'll be behind. This doesn't make any sense to me. Jesus Luzardo, I could see him being traded, Mark. If I could see him being traded to a team like Boston or Baltimore. I could see him being traded to the AL East, Mark. I could see that. Especially if Baltimore doesn't get Burns back, they're gonna want to get somebody. So yeah, biggest problem with Manfred is one. Yeah, I hear you. Biggest problem, yeah, I get it, man. I get it. Jorge Polanco. Let's pull him up here. Second in leadoff. Was he non-tendered? I think he might have been non-tendered. For the Seattle Mariners, Jorge Polanco is 31 years old, 16 homers, 45 ribbies, 213 average. Um, why is this not loading? I have no idea. Shortstop and second base. Well, let's look at his. Let me look at his contract here. If he was non-tendered, then maybe he's arbitration. But let's have a look. Jorge Polanco. He's a free agent. Okay, after this year. So maybe you can get him on the cheap this year. Maybe. But then you got what's his name? Yandy Diaz for first base. There's other options too. You know. It sounds as if Durbin's going to get every shot to win the second base job, Lee, in spring training. Yep. Would I trade for Gaussman? Probably not. There's a couple of teams, Straggy, that want the Holmes to be a starter. I find it intriguing. I find it interesting. You want to go right ahead, knock yourselves out. No, I mean, they had a couple other Yankees retreats that played for the Mets, like Adam Ottavino and some other players. So go ahead. Yeah, something like that, Wink. I always say like the ghost runner, like I would have no ghost runner in the 10th, and the 11th I'd have the ghost runner at first. 10 or the 11th and 12th have him at first, and then move him to second base after that. So, um, but I think runner on first would be the best start for ghost runner. You know, Spencer Jones. I think it's going to be closer to Judge than Gallo. Lee. Would I trade for Crochet? I give up Dominguez and Roderick Arias for Crochet and Will Warren. We're not going to get him without Jones or Dominguez, so it's not. I won't even bother proposing a package without one of them. It's a total waste of time. But that's what I would give for Crochet. Yeah, Peraza. Yeah, Peraza's out of options, so I think they should trade him too, so he can go play for a team that's going to give him a fair shot. So, yeah, Murakami announced it last night that he's going to spend his last year in Japan. They just signed the deal for I don't know how much money over the yen. And he's going to come here next year, but he'll come here on a major league contract and not an international contract. So he'll get a huge bump in salary next year, which means teams can now allocate more of their money to Roki Sasaki internationally. Everson Pereira, I think, will get a shot to be the fourth outfielder. Yep. But yeah, Peraza, he has to be in the Yankees roster because he's out of options or he's traded. They can't DFA him. Otherwise, he's just going to get released. Put on waivers and released. So they've got to trade him or he's got to stay on the roster. So on the 40-man. Horn, I mean, Horn is an option. But again, I think the Cubs would have to eat some money. If Durbin's starting second baseman, Jazz stays at third, Robert. Third. Yeah, Murakami's 24. He'll be 25 this February. He's got 240 home runs already. So if he has another good year, he's going to be heavily pursued next year. Heavily pursued. Like Suzuki's going to have to sign a minor league deal. Murakami's going to sign a major league deal because he'll be 25 already. So Suzuki's only 23. If he turned 23 yet. Grisham, a fourth outfield, but I have a feeling they're going to try and trade him. So he's $5 million for he could be a starting outfielder for other teams. So don't be surprised if they trade Trent Grisham. He took almost $1 million pay cut too. So, and he's a pro, and he's got an elite glove. So Murakami he might cost you. If he has a big year, he might cost $200 million. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Yes, I feel comfortable Straggy about Yankees re-signing Soto. Yep. They're putting their best foot forward. So, and if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But they're putting their best foot forward. Hal is all in, locked in. And Jack Curry confirmed that tonight. So, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Yeah. 230 likes, gang. I appreciate you. Thank you. We're rocking the likes in there. We'll wrap this up in a minute, too. About 2 more minutes and we'll be at an hour. So, since the Jets fired Robert Saleh, they've been 1-5. And since Saleh has gone over to the Packers as a consultant, the Packers have been 5-1. Saleh was not the problem. Neither was Joe Douglas. Unbelievable, man. The Yankees signed. No, they're not over the threshold even if they sign Soto. No. Anything beyond that, they still have a little bit of wiggle room, which is why I expect them to move Cortez or Stroman or both to clear up a little bit more room so they can pursue a reliever and a starter. And I expect them to make a couple of trades too, Steele. So don't be surprised they trade for Helsley, trade for Devin Williams, and stuff like that. So they will make some moves one way or the other. But I would expect Stroman and Cortez and maybe Grisham to be moved. I don't know. I think the Yankees will be around $300 million again, though. Broncos are up 21-17. Not bad. No doubt about it, McMahon. Have a great night, too. Hill, yeah, I don't know about Canely, but Hill, I know they've been working on a deal to bring back Hill. I don't know. Canely's maybe. Maybe Canely, too. Most of the Yankees moves will be after the Soto thing. Yes, Raggy. Yep. Once Soto's in the books, then the floodgates are going to open for mostly everybody. That's Soto's big. I mean, that's Scott Boris's big fish. That's his great white shark. So I don't think Tommy DeVito is going to be a starting quarterback for the Giants next year. I think they're going to draft one. I think maybe Cam Ward from Miami. If they're going to probably have a top 3 pick. So I'm guessing they're going to draft a quarterback. And I think the Jets are going to draft a quarterback too, which I don't. Or maybe that guy Travis Hunter plays both sides for Colorado. I could see that too. That would be awesome. Yeah, Tonkin got a 1-year deal with Minnesota. I like Tonkin. I did. Yeah, next week's going to be crazy. I agree with Jonathan. It's going to be crazy. So, but that's all we got right now, gang. That's the latest from Jack Curry, and the latest signings and news here. Let me take one quick look here to make sure I'm not missing anything. I'll keep you updated on everything right now. Let's see. But again, it sounds as if they're a thumbs up on they're a thumbs up on a Bellinger trade, a thumbs down on an Arenado trade. So yeah. Who got a Minnesota deal? Jess, what do you mean a Minnesota deal? What are you talking about? Hartleave? Not enough, Tim. Oh, Tonkin, yeah. Mike Tonkin got a 1-year deal with Minnesota. Jess, yeah, Mike Tonkin, reliever. Good for the Twins. Good for Tonkin. Yep. Demon D, the Clay Holmes is being looked at as a starting pitcher by several teams. Clemenza. So that's what we heard tonight, Demon D, that there several teams are looking at Clay Holmes as a starting pitcher for next year. So Tonkin. Yep, Tonkin. Tonkin to the Twins, baby. Yep. That's good that they brought him back. I don't. Correa's got 4 years left. I mean, I could see him being traded, but like not to the Yankees. I don't know where he'd go. In all honesty, but I'm sure somebody will find room for him. So Holmes is a star. Yeah, get your blood pressure meds. Yeah. Well, that's what I mean, Robert. He'd get a better opportunity somewhere else starting for them. So I think the Yankees have a good chance of trading him. So, no, you didn't read too much into that, Clemenza. That's what we heard that too. He's confident. He said that Hal's all in. And they had 2 conversations already, both of which they're already over 600 with Soto. So, the latest update, Raul, is that the Yankees, looks like there's a thumbs up on them possibly trading for Cody Bellinger for first base. But we'll see what happens. It hasn't happened yet. So, yeah, let the Mets get him. Clay Holmes, man. Let him get Clay Holmes. But we'll see. We will see. But have a great night, everybody. Really, peace and love to all of you. Thank you so much for coming on. Your support really means the world. Keep your notifications turned on if you haven't heard me say that earlier. I don't want you to miss anything. If you haven't heard me, I'll be live every day during the winter meetings. And again, before that, winter meetings start in 6 days. I'll keep you fed on everything leading up to that point, through the winter meetings and after the winter meetings. So get ready, buckle up, get your seatbelts ready. Have a great night. Peace.